Hello and welcome to the Ravioli Show. I'm your host, Gabriel Moreno. I'm joined with Jimmy Rogers.
Hello.
And Daniel Sheldon. That's per.
Hello.
And our guest of this week, I was going to say Colchester's own, but that's a really weird way of introducing you. Rob Watson, everyone.
Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Famous actor, Rob Watson.
Famous actor Rob Watson. Yeah.
Bobby Watson.
I will not link his work below. It's in Jimmy's piece that is still on reviews. Then wait, it might have overtaken it by now. Jimmy,
No,
it might have overtaken
it has probably. I don't know. I
think it
keep
might have
up
done.
with
We checked
stuff I
on
made a year
Monday
ago
if
again.
the first episode of the pod had overtaken Jimmy's project, and it actually was 2 views off it. So it actually might have overtaken it.
But, like, when you say project, it makes it seem like it's the definitive project. Like, I made it a year ago now.
It's alright, but it's still it's.
Jimmy, it was the best. Everything else has just been downhill, to be
You
honest.
say that only because you're in it, though.
Yeah,
Oh, Dan's had enough.
Dan's left. I don't believe in my opinion.
I was taking his pudding.
Dan is, by the way, Dan is eating during this
We
podcast.
yeah, like
We're-
context.
Right,
We
mate.
filmed an episode of something before
We
this.
filmed an
and,
episode of extra sauce beforehand.
yeah, that was it. And Gabe.
I'm hungry. It's Friday.
Gabe's camera and computer stopped working. I made dinner, and Dan went off to get pizza.
Yeah, so everyone's. But we're here. That's the main thing. We're here now.
Shut up.
We're here
I'm
now.
also wearing
yeah,
a coat
yeah.
now because it's really cold in my room.
And I've
Howard.
stolen Jimmy's yellow jumper. Right,
My
so
iconic.
if you're new to the show, this is a horrible episode to jump in on, but at least you'll get the gist of it pretty quickly. We're going to cover some news first, and then we're going to go into our topic of the week, which is Star Wars.
Sorry.
So Jimmy is going to be drawing all of us as Star Wars characters in the background while you guys listen. So there you go. That's the entertainment for the week. Right. I'm going to start now. Do we want to start off with happy news or sad news?
What's the
Film
sad
at the same time.
How
Sad
could
news
it be
is David.
sad news at
sad-
the moment?
Okay, so sad news is David Prowse died.
Oh, of course, yes.
Oh,
Had a good
yeah.
innings, 85. Sad time, but a good innings. I think a good innings. But sad to see him go. Sad to see him go. Yeah, no, I thought that was important because we're doing a Star Wars episode. I should probably put that in there. But that's sad to see him go.
Wait,
it is-
shit, hold on. Isn't Connor meant to be here?
No, Connor. I don't know where Connor is. I haven't heard from Connor, so I'm
Yes,
just.
Connor is
I'm
supposed
just
to be a
not.
host of the show. He turns up.
Yeah, Connor is supposed to be here, but I haven't heard from Connor, so I'm not bothering running
Wait, you
around.
haven't heard from Connor, or you didn't remind Connor that we're filming?
No, Connor knows. Connor has as much reminding as anyone. I just can't be asked. Like,
Don't
I-
show
He
you
can,
guys
he can
right.
read the
if he
Snapchat
forgot
group.
it.
Oh, good one. Right?
Yeah, he can read the group. It's fine. So on a slightly lighter note, and I'm putting this in now because I think it's an important thing. I don't like talking about topics that could get easily twisted and stuff, but I think this is an important thing for us to say. I personally, and I'm assuming everyone here does, was going to congratulate Elliot Page for coming out as transgender.
Yeah, I was going to
I
say
forgot
that.
I read that.
Yeah, I saw it throughout the week and thought it's really important that we just put that in the podcast because that's a really, really good thing. And it's nice to see that people are comfortable being who they are. And that's a really good
course.
thing. Big fan of his work in general, really. Umbrella Academy is the newest thing I can think of that's just fantastic. But Inception, a load of other stuff. He's great. in. Anyway, that's kind of the important, like, very political important news, I guess, out of the way. On a lighter note, Into the Spider-Verse 2 has been announced for October 7th, 2022.
Wait,
We're
really?
excited. Yes, it has, yeah. Yeah, I make all this up, Rob.
Me
Oh,
and Rob,
okay.
It's bullshit.
me and Rob saw that in the cinema together.
Of course. We don't talk about it, but
No,
it
that was
did.
a weird experience, actually.
Are we all excited for the second one? Because I'm like, I
Yes.
can't wait. I love the first
Actually,
one.
I want to disclaim, it's not weird. The weird
It
thing
did
from that
sound-
experience didn't have anything to do with me and Rob necessarily.
Okay, right.
It
good,
was
okay, good.
the other people in the cinema that made it weird.
The other
I
two-
say the other people in the cinema. It was me, Rob, and someone else, and then 2 other people sitting in the cinema.
Okay, right.
But
fair
I'll
enough.
let you decide
Yeah, well,
what happened.
yeah, maybe
We'll leave
let's
that
not.
to the
I was
imagination.
going to say, let's not go into the details of that trip. But yeah, no, so that I'm really excited for this. Currently, there are no other castings other than just Miles, who's listed currently, so I don't
Well, they
know
had that
if they
picture
have
didn't
special
they,
in?
of like all the other Spider-Man.
of all the
like,
Spider-Man.
Oscar Isaac's gonna be
yeah.
in it, obviously, is the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
other.
And there's rumours of
Plus, there's
them.
the cosmic dude.
Yeah, there's rumours of them bringing both.
Gwen's probably gonna come.
Well,
back.
there's rumours of
Yeah,
them bringing
Gwen
all
will be back.
three, real, because all 3 real-life Spider-Man.
I'd really not like
they have
that.
to do it. I don't mind if they do it or not. I don't really care.
I
but,
don't.
So yeah, that's been announced. Really excited for that. Can't wait. It does feel when people say 2022, my heart sinks a bit.
You know it's almost 2021, right?
That's the thing. I know,
Christ.
but I don't
It
like.
is
Yeah, that
almost
is a Jesus
finished.
Christ thing. That's a big thing. This is a slightly less interesting piece of news. But the first images of what's her name, Kate Bishop in the new Hawkeye show. Got
Oh
back.
yes.
Anyone see this?
Mm,
Anyone?
I
anyone
forgot that was coming out.
anyone excited for this?
Yeah, yeah.
I am. I like Hawkeye.
We've spoke about Jeremy Renner on this show before.
It's yeah, we in depth. It's Haley. What's her name?
Haley Atwell. No, not Atwell.
Steinfeld.
That's it.
Steinfeld. Yeah, yeah. Because
Stein, not Sign.
Stein, not Sign.
She was
Haley Stein,
she-
not Seinfeld.
Yeah, finally.
She voiced Gwen, didn't she?
Yeah.
Was she the one who
Yeah,
voiced
yeah.
Gwen?
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's in
And
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee. Yeah, Bumblebee. Yeah, she plays the lead. in
Oh
Bumblebee.
yeah.
I'm not. I don't really care. This is not the show I'm most excited for from this Marvel
Neither.
stuff. But
No,
like, I'll watch it.
um,
I'm happy to see it.
I think
but
I'm
I
more
don't really
interested
care.
in it than I am Loki.
Oh no, I'm more interested in this. I'm not that interested in WandaVision.
I'm more interested in
I'm
Falcon
honest
and
with
Winter
you.
Soldier.
I'm like
Yeah,
I'm
agreed.
low-key
Falcon and
excited for
Winter
Loki.
Yeah, Loki I think could be really good. I saw what you did there, but I'm going to ignore it and gloss over it straight away and just say that it's, I'm
what
excited
Star
for it.
Wars characters do you guys want to be? Because I don't really know how to draw Star Wars characters.
I'd like to be Greedo.
Wait, hold on. What's that little?
McGonagall.
What's that little guy called? Who's like?
What, the one who? Hey, that one. The one
No,
from the
no,
new
no.
films.
The one
Okay.
who's in Jabba's palace, and he's like that little like.
Oh, the one.
Oh, the little pet.
Oh, fuck! I know it's
Salacious
fucking
Crumb.
Salacious Crumb. That is the one. That one.
What? How do you
Yeah.
spell that?
Salacious Crumb.
Little-
I'll let
How
you
do you
figure it out
spell it?
yourself. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
So yeah, new Hawkeye show. Rob, you said Falcon and Soldier. Is that the one you're most looking forward to?
Yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to.
Yeah, fair enough. Dan, you got you got
No,
one.
same.
Yeah, I think everyone's most looking forward to that
Falcon
one.
and the Winter Soldier is the one I'm most interested in, but I'm
Yeah,
very
yeah.
much excited for
I'm
WandaVision,
really
that's
excited for What
just
If.
over a
I think
month
what.
now.
Yeah, I think so. I'm really excited for What If. I want to see that What If show. I think
Yeah,
that's
I'm
a really
intrigued
cool,
by that.
That's a really cool thing, and I think there's a possibility to spin off to actual shows from that. Do you know what I mean? Like if a certain character in that series does well, I would hope they
Yeah.
look into an actual series with that
Isn't-
character. Go for it, Rob. Sorry.
Isn't that Chadwick Boseman's last appearance in
Yeah,
Marvel as Star-Lord, isn't it,
As-
for a What If
yeah.
episode?
Did we? There is Salacious Crumb. There you go. Did we cover that on an episode? We
Mm.
chatted about that on something.
Yeah,
I
I
don't remember.
think
if it
we
was-
Yeah, we
talked
did.
about
I think it was. But yeah, no, yeah, that is Chadwick Boseman's last credited role as Black Panther / Star-Lord. I think it's his last credit role in general, actually, which is kind of depressing. But still, yeah, at least he's doing us a solid, I guess. It's just doing the role that everyone loves him for. I'm going to hop over to our finance department leader now, Jimmy Rogers, for some of this part of news, which is about the Warner Brothers 2021 lineup buyout. So I'm throwing it over to the financial department. Jimmy, can I get your opinion on this?
Yeah. So I'm apparently the financial department now, as
Was
well
it?
as
'Cause
the
before
as
the-
well as
before
the
And the lawyer. Yeah, and the lawyer.
yeah, I'm the legal team as well, aren't I?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I actually take law.
Yeah, well, shut up, Rob. You don't know what you're talking
No.
about.
Rob, I've seen Better Call Saul, so I know a thing or two about it.
He knows so
Sorry.
much.
So basically, there were talks about Netflix. I think we spoke about actually on the last show. I think Danny mentioned it about Godzilla versus Kong coming to Netflix because they were gonna buy it. But
Yeah, they
then
were
they
trying to buy
backed
it.
out of that deal. Warner Brothers backed out of that. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, Warner Brothers backed out of that deal,
One of them
Um,
back
yeah.
there.
and
Yeah.
they got
It's Warner
paid
Brothers.
more by HBO Max. So now their entire 2021 lineup is
Hello.
going to go to HBO Max. That includes Wonder Woman June, which is
Yeah,
interesting.
June. Yeah.
And
There's some other. There's
some
a.
other shit that I don't care about.
Matrix 4.
Mate, that's the one. Yeah.
Don't
Oh,
worry
that was the
about
one I
that.
didn't care
There
about,
is
yeah.
some other
It
stuff
is.
as well that is heading there.
Space Jam, the new
Yeah,
Space
LeBron
Jam.
is in
Oh,
space
yeah,
and he's
of course.
dunking.
LeBron is
LeBron
doing a
is
Space
dunking in
Jam.
space.
Should have been Tiger
Jam.
Woods.
LeBron is.
Could have been Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods.
Should have been
Space
Tiger
Jam,
Woods.
but it's
Space
golf,
Jam, but it's golf.
Yeah, it should have
and
been.
you cheat
That's
on your
the movie
wife.
title. Yeah, Space
Okay.
Jam, but it's cheating on your wife and golf and alcoholism
Having-
sprinkled on top. Should we move into the main topic of the episode?
Was that not the main topic?
No, that was. Yeah, we're going to come up with Space Jam spin-offs for the next hour and a half.
Excellent.
This week we're talking Star Wars. We're talking everything Star Wars. So much
Wait,
Star
really?
Wars, it's going everywhere.
Every single Star Wars thing.
Every
If we don't
star
mention it,
in the
it's because
wars.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, that is entirely the
It
case.
did exist. It just happened a long time ago in a galaxy far.
I have
far away.
I have subcategories so I can kind of keep the conversation going, so we never kind of don't know what we're talking about. So I'm gonna go. Our first one is I want to talk everyone a little bit about your first watching experiences. So Dan, I'm going to start with you. Do you remember watching it? And do you remember how old you were? And kind of like.
I don't remember the first time I watched it.
No, but do you remember that? Like,
I imagine my dad like showed it to me like in the hospital, like just immediately out of the womb. I would assume.
Just you came like the big. Remember when you were in school and they had like the big TVs
No,
on the wheels?
I think that's
they
point. I
wheeled
feel
one of
like
them in the room.
everyone is born slightly aware of what Star Wars is. Like,
I don't really remember not knowing what Star Wars was. Rob, are you the same?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because
like
my first experience of it was the Lego games, and then my parents showed me the films. So that's how I
Really?
went.
Right, fair enough.
Okay.
That's interesting. I think most people, like for myself, I know it was. How did everyone watch them? Because I watched 4, 5, 6, and then it was like, oh,
Well, I
these
mean,
are
it
happening.
had to be 4, 5, 6 because 3 wasn't out when we were all.
No, it wasn't.
Born.
My point was my parents didn't go. My dad didn't think like, oh, this is the now number 1, so you should watch. Like my dad was like, oh, you've got 4, 5, 6, and now.
Well, why
there's
would
these.
you? It's not very good.
I don't know what he would, but still, you get my point of that. That is the thing. By the way, we are going to get on to favourite episode next, but I'm going to wait before we dig up opinions on them. Jimmy, do you remember your first kind of experience of somewhat watching it? Or do you remember like the first time you were like a massive fan of it? Because I remember watching Revenge of the Sith for the first time and being like, oh, okay, this is good. Like, and it, but I was.
I remember. I don't remember my first time watching it. I remember when, because I'd seen the original trilogy first, and I hadn't seen the prequels.
Yeah.
And they were all playing on like television. Like they played like once every week for 3 weeks. And I remember getting like really excited about watching them. So I'd watched them. Like that was my first time watching the prequels. And I remember watching the first one, thinking it was really cool. I watched the second one, and I was really bored. And I watched the third one, and I thought it was really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like I don't know,
That's,
Star Wars
that's
isn't
probably
like
my same.
Star Wars
that's
has
probably my
never
same.
been like really kind of like good. It's just always been fun. Like I think
I'd say a lot of Star Wars
seriously.
isn't actually good. A lot of it's just
People
like,
take it like way too
Oh, the
seriously.
fanboys
I
are going
don't
to kill
really
us.
Oh man, I don't care at this point.
Connor's gonna kill us.
Connor's gonna come hunting. No, Connor's I do think that Star Wars is such an incredible thing. Sorry, you've made me Salacious Crumb, you little bastard.
Of course he was going for you.
I
Gavin.
didn't-
We
I
asked
thought-
you, and then he was like, "Salacious crumb."
I'm disappointed in you.
I think it bears no resemblance.
Other than the eyebrows, yeah, which is just rude. Are you just gonna do like Dan with ginger hair, and what's Rob gonna get?
I don't know. I don't know whether I want to be really
Okay,
mean or
great.
just mean.
All right, I guess.
He's going to do like Padme or
Sticking-
Leia in slave outfit, isn't he?
I was about to say that. Yeah, sticking with the Jabba theme. One of us in the slave outfit.
Do Rob as Jabba.
I would like to be Luke Skywalker.
I don't think you should do that.
You don't have a decision.
Awful.
I think you
hate
should
it.
do Dan as.
Not up to
Can you
you.
do Dan as 3PO? Is that possible? Can we do Dan as 3PO instead?
No, still better than Salacious crumb.
Okay, so but like, does everyone? One of the questions I kind of have is, did everyone watch the episode 4 and immediately go like, "This is fucking brilliant"? Because I
don't think I did.
I don't remember
the
not
first
loving
20
it.
times I watched that film, I could physically make that sort of opinion about
Yeah,
anything.
no,
'cause I was like
no.
2.
Oh no, definitely not. But like, my point was like, because it's funny because I don't remember ever watching. I don't remember ever thinking, "Why is Dad making me watch this?" I remember thinking like, "Oh, this is fucking brilliant! Like, this is so cool." From minute number 1, but now I know a lot of people who are now our age now and watched episode 3, watched episode 4 and whatnot, and they're like, "Oh, I found it boring. It's too slow." But I don't remember.
Well, they're wrong.
Yeah.
That is also
well-
because they are of the age where Star Wars shouldn't be as entertaining as some people find it when they're our age.
Yeah.
True. Yeah,
It's like it gets to a point where it's
They're
like
wrong.
it gets to a point where people our age. It's like you shouldn't be this much of a fan of this. Like
Yeah.
You
at
should
the
get
end of the day,
passionate
it's
about it.
children's movies, right? Like you can still like it, but
it's geared towards a certain age group, yeah, for sure. But like, I think what makes it so easy to go back and rewatch it now is like, I'm still a massive fan of it. And I remember having a debate with someone before where they were like, "But you don't like half of the stuff that is in, like, you don't like half of it, so you can't be a fan." I'm like, I can be a fan of the half I like, and I'm a fan of all of it, but I just know this part's bad.
well, I mean,
but have to get
I
over
don't
it.
like half of the cast of the Instant Ravioli show, but you know, I'm still here.
Oh,
Wait, does
We're not
anyone
going to
think
ask which
it's-
half. We're not going to ask which half he doesn't like.
I
We're not
don't
gonna do
know
that.
who.
Well, I think I'm the other one as well, Rob. So let's jump on to favorite episode then. I'm gonna leave Dan till last because I think Dan's is gonna be the most. Because I think Dan's is gonna be the most like I don't give a fuck answer. Rob, we're gonna start with you. Guess goes first. What is your favorite episode? Actually, let's get. Oh, we won't list them, but like let's say favorite and least favorite.
Tier list.
Yeah.
Tier list.
Favorite and least favorite.
Favorite was probably number 6, maybe. I reckon.
Ooh.
I quite like 6 because of the action in it, and I do feel like it's a lot more tense. With the stakes are definitely raised, which I do quite like about the film. They've definitely got that right. And then least favorite is probably number 7, I think.
Okay.
Just because it felt so similar to number 4, like it did just feel like a bit of a
I'd say that's a fair enough
rehash.
Yeah, that's fair. Jimmy, let's go to you. What are you saying? Favorite and least favorite?
I'm not like a huge fan of Star Wars. I mean,
He knows who fucking Salacious Crumb is, but he's not a huge fan of Star Wars.
yeah, but Salacious Crumb's iconic. To be fair, I didn't know who Salacious Crumb was. I had to ask you who Salacious Crumb was. Who, by the way, sounds like a Harry Potter character.
He does, really does,
It
yeah.
does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
like a messed up Dobby.
But I mean,
Dobby on
that's true,
acid.
actually. I don't know. I really like. I like Empire. I think Empire is my favorite.
Episode 5 is my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not my favorite, but I actually kind of liked. No, actually, you know what? I think Solo is my favorite. I know, right? It's weird.
I'm allowing that. I'm gonna just. I will come on to Dan in a minute. That's why I left him till last.
No, so I know that's weird, right? But like, I also kind of like Episode 9, so I don't really have an opinion.
Okay.
Like, my opinion isn't valid as it is. Like, but I don't know. I thought like Solo was the most fun out of all of them, right? Like,
I can't wait to come on to Dan's opinion. Sorry, I'm just
Really?
watching Dan
I mean-
sit there going.
Dan, are we gonna have another Interstellar / Inception argument
No, I
again?
like Solo.
No, I know you like Solo. I know you like Solo. I really enjoyed Solo.
No,
as well,
see, here's the thing.
really enjoyed Solo.
I don't like it enough to like defend it. Like, if someone's
Yeah.
like,
Solo's
I
fun.
understand.
You're right though. Solo is fun.
Solo's
Solo
fun.
is
It's
exactly
not
that.
It's a
perfect, but
rump.
like, and I mean,
It's a
like
rump,
again,
exactly.
I thought Episode 9 was kind of fun. I know that's really shit. So I'm not like I don't have an opinion, right? Like,
No,
See, the thing is, I also don't hate Rise of Skywalker. It's not my favorite by any means.
I went to go
Yeah.
see, the reason I like it so much is because when I went to go see it, the theater was like packed, right? It had like
I had a really good time going.
Like,
to
I
watch
feel
that.
like it's just like
Definitely.
I saw
fun,
it
like
twice in the
it's
same
like
day.
every year.
I saw
like,
it with
someone
you
would
on the
just,
second
like,
time.
Some would just like every year when the film the Star Wars film came out, like everyone would go see it like on day one. I didn't see it day one because I was I think I was 16 when it came out, so I was probably about 10 years over the demographic of what Star Wars is aimed at. But like I remember like, everyone.
So many comments.
But like, here's the thing: it's like
So many comments.
People, yeah, I know, right? People,
So many
like,
comments.
People like try and like defend Star Wars so much. It's just like everyone had like a good time in the theater, and I know
Yeah.
immediately they'd be like, "Oh, I shouldn't like it because it's bad," and then they're like, "Oh, I don't like it," but actually they really did like it. Like,
Right, yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
everyone in the theater had a good time. But I guarantee that when someone asks them, "Oh, did you like Rise of Skywalker?" Like, "Oh no, of course I didn't like it.
No,
'cause
no,
it was
yeah,
shit."
because
But actually, they
everyone
did
else
like.
is
It's
bad.
like, who gives a shit? It's Space Cowboys. No one cares. Like,
Yeah, that is a pretty good version of how to sum it up. Well, I think we
it's
got
Space
Jimmy's
Samurai,
opinion.
really, isn't it?
Yeah. I think we got Jimmy's opinion. Dan,
Yeah,
favorite and least favorite, and I'm gonna ask
an entire list.
No, but I'm gonna
Oh.
ask you for. Favorite and least favorite. But what do you think is the worst one? And is there any difference between
Oh.
that and your least favorite?
No.
Fire away!
My favorite, easily, Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Everybody's the best one.
I'd say.
Don't need to talk
I was
about
just gonna say. I'd actually chime in there and just say like 5 or 6. I understand. Completely understand both.
I
I
get
personally
4 as
prefer-
well.
Yeah,
And
I
Rogue One.
personally prefer
Oh, I
5.
It's a
love Rogue
fucking
One.
belter
Prefer
of a
5.
film,
Rogue One's a brilliant movie.
Oh, actually, yeah,
but,
I
like,
really like Rogue One as well.
any of those, I get it. 100%. It's just personal preference. Like, you know what I mean? I would never
Yeah.
argue or disagree with that person. I 100% get it.
Rogue One would be my second favourite. Such a good film. Anyway, least favourite, by far, just the shittest movie ever, The Last Jedi. Just a steaming pile of garbage. It just
It's been like
awful.
4 years, man. Let it go.
Never.
Can I
Because
just chime in
people
here?
enjoy it.
I
It's so
remember
shit.
I remember talking to Dan after that came out and being like, "What did you think?" And Dan was like, "It was just as passionate as his talk has just been there." And we were like walking together, and
Not
Dan's like, "It is fucking awful." And I'm
I
there
don't
next
like
to Dan,
it,
like,
right?
"My
Like, I don't
God."
like it, but like, it's not. I don't give a shit.
It's the only Star Wars. It's the only Star Wars film I haven't seen more than once.
Yeah, I wouldn't be in a rush to rewatch it. That's for sure.
I really like Ryan Johnson though.
I've seen.
Yeah, I think amazing director. I just don't think he had anything set up or allowed to. He wasn't allowed to continue with anything. So I just think they wrote him into a corner.
I know what happened. It's not great, but it's.
But like Knives
Star
Out,
Wars.
amazing. So he clearly can. He can clearly do.
Yeah.
You know,
Defense
hold his
is not
own in
very
his job.
great, so.
It is a shame because I've seen number
Oh,
8 2.5 times now. Because when I went to see it, the cinema broke and there was a massive power outage. So I got a free ticket to see it again, unfortunately.
Oh fucking hell! Here's your other ticket. Can I get another film? No, you have to come back here and watch that movie.
Supper.
We'll jump in another call in a minute, by the way. We'll got like 10 minutes, so it's fine. I was just gonna. I'm not gonna stay on my favorite's number 5. My least favorite's number 2. If anyone wants to argue me why, it's fucking boring and awful.
Yeah, that's fair.
And having that much shit like ruining the whole Clone Wars atmosphere in general to the point where people are like, yeah, but the last 10 minutes is good because Geonosis. It's not worth it. I'm not sitting through 2 hours of shit to get 10 minutes of scene.
It's also not that good.
Where even there, it's not that good, and there's no. This is a very. I don't want to go into this because I feel like I don't have the time, but like. The whole reason why Clone Wars was so good is because they captured the whole clone element and the Clone Wars element so well. But granted, I get you've got 7 seasons to do it, as opposed to 20 minutes at the end of the film. I get that. But
it's like it's in the name.
Yeah.
Oh god, that's who Rob looks like.
But to sit there and like the Battle of Geonosis is not that good a battle. It's not. If you compare it to if you compare it to any battle scene in history in any film ever, it's shit. The action is shit. The clones are just all generic clones. There's nothing there with it. There's nothing cool.
The Ewoks beating up the Stormtroopers.
Better battle scene. Agreed. Better battle scene. Yeah. So I personally, episode 2 is wank. Plus, I hate that. I hate that script so fucking much. Should we jump? Oh, we got time. Oh,
do you hate it as much as you hate sand?
Okay. All right. I'm not even going to go through the lines. They're fucking awful. It's. I get why people are like, oh, but it's a meme movie. Like you meme all the lines.
It doesn't make it.
I don't want to watch a film thinking it's fine. I hate this, but it's fine because I can joke about the line. That's not why I'm watching this movie. Like it's bad anyway.
It's not like they made the script going, oh, this is going to be like a meme film in like 10 years.
Yeah, there is just so many.
That's exactly what George Lucas was thinking.
I guess we're now just reviewing episode 2, so I'm just going to say as well, like, the fight with Dooku and Yoda is fucking awful.
It should have been a lot better for what it is.
The fight with Dooku, Anakin, and Obi-Wan is fucking awful. Dooku is fucking boring.
I would argue that the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is also a bit shit.
Yeah, I can see how that's not.
It's just it's a bit too cinematic. Like
they didn't really do anything with it. Have any of you?
Have you seen the shot where they're spinning their legs against each other? And there's the lightsabers, isn't it? They're spinning the lightsabers just against each other, not touching. You know, there's the meme where like it goes on for ages. I watched the film after seeing that and thought, oh, they've sped it up so much. And then watching the film, I was like, oh no, that really does go on for 2 seconds.
When you watch it,
a second of spinning against each other.
When you watch it, you're like, this is going on for like way too long.
Oh yeah, there was a joke. I watched episode 3 once with a friend of mine, and it starts the scene. It's the scene where Palpatine kind of reveals himself as Palpatine to Anakin. You know, it's.
Oh yeah, that.
He goes to see him and he talks to him, and I'm sat next to my friend and we start having this conversation about other things, and then I swear 20 minutes passes.
No, that's a really long scene.
And I look back at the screen and I look at him and I'm like, that's the same scene. Like we were like, what the fuck is going on? Like this film is so horrendously. I'm just doing it now. This film is awful in the sense that so many boring political scenes that don't need to be there. Like I don't care.
But it's
why
also
would
really
I care?
Good. It's also really fun to watch.
There's good action. There's stuff. It's fun. I'd say the action keeps it coming. Keeps it ticking.
It's paced.
If it wasn't for that, it would be
like. I mean, obviously we spoke about how like some bits go on really long, but I feel like it up to those points it's actually paced like to the point where it's like.
I just want to make sure I preface this, and I think everyone will agree with me here. I just want to preface this by saying, Ewan McGregor is fucking amazing, and the Obi-Wan stuff in those films are brilliant. From not quite episode 1 because he didn't really do anything in episode 1, but 2 and 3, he's brilliant, and the character is brilliant. in
I'm
both of those
excited to
things.
see in Kenobi whenever that
Oh
comes
yeah.
out.
Oh, I'm
If
sorry.
that ever
I forgot
comes
to even
out, yeah.
include that. Yeah. When it eventually becomes a thing, I can't wait. Like that should have happened a long time ago. I feel like now is the time where it would actually be good.
I think it'd be
Like
better if you just showed up
it's
in
a
The
set in
Mandalorian.
stone. It's going to be good, but still.
I think
You
if they
what?
spent so much time on Tatooine and The Mandalorian, it'd be great if he just showed up instead of like them doing Kenobi.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
I think honestly it'd be better.
Yeah.
But,
I'd actually quite like having him show up, maybe a little bit.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe so.
He
We're gonna jump
can't be
into.
the Mandalorian. He's dead by the Mandalorian.
Is he
I
dead by the
actually
moment?
The
I thought.
Mandalorian's set off to Return of the Jedi.
oh shit!
Of course it is.
isn't.
I was thinking because like he's in Rebels, but I forgot like he's also
I
he's
forget about that.
Oh, I
he's
loved him
barely
in
in
Rebels.
He's barely in Rebels either.
I
Like,
need to. I want to.
He's in, like, an
I actually really
episode.
want to. I actually really want to talk about the Mandalorian today at some point because that's the only bit
Jimmy-
of Star Wars I'm
oh,
actually
there we
been
go.
interested in at the moment. So. Since
Okay, right. We'll get into
Solo.
the Mandalorian in a bit. I've got that at
Not yet.
the end.
I'm
but we'll,
gonna
we'll
start.
wrap
Oh
up.
well, Gabe, you're gonna start your call, and then I'll come back.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into another call. So it's gonna look like nothing changed for them, but
Yeah.
we'll be right back.
I'm gonna clap and then
Teleportation
I'm gonna clap
power.
while
Alright, ready?
I
Go on,
cut
Jimmy.
back in.
Go on, Jimmy. By the way, this is you setting yourself editing tasks here. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this to you. Go on.
Do you want us to like duck down?
Okay, right. See, now we've gone from Jimmy's hands to a clipboard. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so next topic I have up, because now I'm just going to move us on from the discussion about how awful the prequels are. We're going to go everyone's favourite characters. So I'm talking, it can be any canon, it can be Clone Wars, it can be whatever the fuck. Favourite character and any special mention characters we want to shout out. So does anyone have one immediately spring to mind? Because if not, I
Darth
can...
Vader.
I do.
Right, Vader.
Man.
Darth
No,
Vader, there you go.
I have one that's my favorite character.
Go on,
Who's the
Jimmy.
little blue elephant man who plays the
Oh,
thing?
Jesus
Max
Christ.
Rebo.
He's my favorite character, honestly.
Fuck's sake. Okay, wonderful.
Oh no
I
no
don't know
no
his
no
name.
no no!
I know
no,
what
no,
you're going to
no,
say. I
no,
know
no,
exactly what you're
no,
going to fucking
no,
say.
No, Frog Lady
Go on.
from the
Yeah,
new
Frog
episode
Lady.
of Star
Frog
Wars.
Lady.
I love Frog Lady so much. She's so
Mandalorian
good.
Frog Lady is
Oh
Jimmy's
my God.
favourite.
I actually love like.
Can I
her
just mention
design
here,
and,
like-
everything.
Oh, shut up. You came in to our call and you're like, I'm like, how do you enjoy The Mandalorian? And Jimmy's like, I fucking love Frog Lady.
She's
Like, I
so
just love her.
good.
She's brilliant.
No, there's just like about her. It's just like so like the way she talks, like the way like when she like walks in, she's got like the backpack and she's holding it like that. I really like Frog Lady.
Jimmy's got a crush on Frog Lady.
I
There you
don't
go, Jimmy.
have a
That's
crush on
what
her, I
you
just-
should draw yourself as, Jimmy. Draw yourself as Frog Lady.
No, draw
Fuck
yourself
Frog
as
Lady. I
Frog
just
Man
really,
so
really
you
like
can
Frog
be with
Lady.
Frog
Yeah,
Lady.
be Frog Man.
Frog Man.
We'll get. Okay, so that's Frog Lady. I don't know her actual name though, so we're just gonna go Frog Lady.
So
Rob?
Frog Lady and Max something.
Rebo.
Rebo.
Max Rebo. There you go. Rob, what are you saying?
Favorite character?
Yeah,
I don't know. I quite like Han Solo,
that's a solid. That's a good shout in general.
but I kind of
classic.
did like Ben Solo's arc in across the sequel trilogy of Ben
Okay.
Solo's redemption. I did
I think
quite
that's the
like.
best part about those films actually.
Yeah. Well, it's
Mm.
Adam Driver. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, it's that's just brilliant. I was gonna go with if we're talking like I'm just gonna go generally and just list off a load of good characters and then we can kind of chat about them afterwards. Obi-Wan, classic,
course.
brilliant. I think his stuff in the sequels TV show, so your Clone Wars, your Rebels, and all of that is probably some of the best stuff of his. I think. But I still think, and that's where his character becomes kind of more lovable, and like the legend is kind of born. But the rest of his stuff in the films, Ewan McGregor's still fantastic, and it's brilliant.
Don't forget Sir Alec Guinness.
And Sir Alec Guinness, of course, a little bit less brilliant, but still very good.
Yeah, that's because he didn't really care.
He didn't care.
He
and
did not
hated
like
it, and he
them.
hated it. So but I was also going to say on a kind of offward note, I don't know if any of these guys have actually watched Clone Wars. Fives. Fives.
Oh,
the
I did
clone.
love Fives. Fives was
My
brilliant
favourite
character.
clone. I definitely want to get the 5 tattooed somewhere at some point. But he's my favourite clone trooper.
I've
I
never
think.
really understood the obsession with clones.
I
don't
think it's a
think
thing.
they're very
I
interesting.
They're all the
just think
same,
it's
aren't
a-
they?
I just think it's a thing that
Mm.
you're fucking hell. That's the level we're at. You're
Yeah.
like, I think it's a thing where like when
Bit racist, to be
watching
honest.
when watching when watching Clone Wars, it I don't know. I guess it's I get not having an obsession with them. I just kind of like I think they're just the coolest characters in Clone Wars, and you always love a clone episode. I think the clone episodes in Clone Wars are probably some of the best episodes.
I mean, yeah, the Umbra arc is brilliant.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But that whole kind of platoon and watching Fives and that group go through everything is just incredible. Like, is it Domino Squad? It is Domino Squad.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Domino
Yeah.
Squad.
Like, that's a great arc in general.
I'm just delivering pizzas.
Yeah, speaking of
Yeah.
Domino
Oh,
Squad,
yeah.
Dan, how are you
Yeah, they
enjoying
are.
your pizza?
Yeah, how are you enjoying your pizza, Dan?
It was good.
Right, can we get a Domino's sponsorship deal? Do you want to do a quick ad spot real quick?
Do you want me to run back over and see if they'll give us
No,
some
no, we
money
can't
for this?
say that because
No.
they're actually gonna think that we're not allowed to just say they paid us for shit. We're not allowed
They did
to do
not
that.
pay us for anything, but if they would like to get in touch and pay us for
I fucking
anything,
wish they gave me some
I'm
money.
fucking more than welcome to. I will plug their stuff.
Can you
for the rest
believe
of my
it?
life.
I haven't.
Try the new
I
Donna
just looked
Kebab
at the
pizza.
drawing.
Yeah. It's a very good. So,
Cantina
yeah,
bag.
so I think there's a load of favorite characters. This is the one that's obviously come to fruition more lately. But I was going to say, Ahsoka Tano started out as a hated character, like through and through hated. She's a fucking like fan favorite now, and rightly so. Like she's a great character in all of her stuff canon wise, and in Rebels, I think she's really good. Like
Her face is too round in the Clone Wars. I don't like it.
That's
a
what I
great
hate
character.
about Star Wars fans. This is why I hate Star Wars. The face is too round. There's never any real criticism. It's always just like, oh, I don't like the design of this character. Oh, why does it have to be a female? It's like, oh, fuck off.
I don't mind her being female. I don't like her head being so round.
Also, there's something
weird.
weird about a Star Wars fan saying the word female. I mean, female's always a weird word. You can't really say female without sounding
I was just
weird,
going to say
right?
a lot of Star Wars fans aren't comfortable enough to say the term
No, but like
woman,
you
and
say
I think
female
that's
like
based on
as
their
a
lifestyle
person who
living
is
in their
like
parents' payments.
like you say like it sounds weird, right? Like I
Yeah,
feel
yeah, it
weird
does,
saying
yeah,
the word
yeah.
female. It sounds
Yeah.
too like ugh.
Yeah.
But like
Females.
Star Wars fans saying female, it's another level.
Well, that's because a lot of them, still live in their parents' basements and kind of don't know how to say.
Yeah, but Jimmy, you
woman
play
over it.
Last of Us 2 though, so don't you like already hate them?
It's true. It's true. Yeah,
I actually was going to say, Vader is a fucking like. That's
He's
someone
so
who's
cool.
that's someone who's so cool, but also so underappreciated in the films of how cool that character is. Because he's kind of
Awesome.
he's kind of a goofball in the movies in the sense that he's not this terrifying. Other than the end of Rogue One, he's not this terrifying man-slaughtering machine that just does not give a fuck. And like
That scene at the end of Rogue One is better than
anything
the
else.
entire sequel trilogy.
Yeah, for sure.
Nothing is
sure.
that better.
Yeah, for sure. But also, I'd say that like the stuff in the episodes where in Rebels where like he comes face to face with Ahsoka is incredible. Like that's such a good
that
moment. Yeah, but like comparatively that and I mean this is again, but like the Ahsoka stuff with Darth Maul, he doesn't get enough play in the films and things, and so I think it's not there are amazing characters that kind of do go under the radar if you don't go look and watch the canon stuff, I guess, like the TV shows and etc.
if you don't, I don't blame you.
Yeah, because I really like Kanan
No, I
Jarrus.
don't blame you either. There's a lot of it, but yeah, I'd say Olga Kanan. I quite like Kanan. I think he's a good character.
No, not many people know him because they don't watch
No,
Rebels.
not at all. I do think Clone Wars does some of the best character development on a broad scale, but I think Rebels does it really well on like a villain's level, especially. Like the Inquisitor stuff is pretty cool, and Thrawn, right?
Yeah,
Who-
Thrawn.
Oh, do you know what I
Thrawn
just
is-
thought about?
Thrawn is fucking sick.
There we go.
I really like Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes.
Okay,
I like
yeah,
that
that's-
I
too.
forgot
yeah.
about that. Well, I said, yeah, I thought it was, it was really fun, and
It's a
like
good story,
it was,
isn't it?
it felt
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it felt like kind of classic Star Wars, and I really like that. So
That's the thing. I think Star Wars is fantastic where it's
it's not taking itself seriously.
characters. I think the reason why The Mandalorian is so good in many aspects, and we'll get onto that, but like Star Wars is so nice when it doesn't take itself seriously, and here's a character that you don't know or is only very barely know, and we're going to delve right into that character and bring in other characters that you may or may not know to build it around. Do you know what I mean?
It's nice
I think Star Wars is so good at doing that.
because when you think of Star Wars, you're always thinking of Jedi, but it's nice to see characters who are.
Oh yeah, I don't
still
think
in
the
that
Jedi.
world
I
of
don't
Jedi.
think the Jedi are not the best characters in that universe. But not by a long shot. But then they are supposed to be. They're basically a religious cult. Like they're not really supposed to be the But anyhow, next up, memorable moments. So any favorite moments from any films? We already covered Vader in Rogue One. Are there any other moments in the movies that you rewatch and you're like, that is fucking brilliant? Like that is outstanding. Anyone want to go first?
I
There
don't think it's
are. I know
spoiler
there are,
scenes.
right? But like, I'm
So,
trying
like,
to.
for example, one of mine was going to be in episode 7. 7? I think it's 7. With the X-Wings coming down to the surface of the planet. Is it 7? It is in 7, yeah.
No.
The traitor.
Oh,
The traitor.
yeah,
Like, I
think
think
you
that
know,
is a
yeah.
moment where even watching it, I'm like, that is like that looks. It just is such a cool moment where they suddenly appear and it's Poe's back and
I
the whole
always,
squadron. and that's a
I don't know if
fucking
it's
cool
my
book.
favorite because it's kind of like a
Oh, it's not my
cliche thing
favorite,
to
but
like.
it's one of my.
No, I mean this is something else. It's in Empire, like I always like appreciated like the lack of music in that Vader and like Luke fight.
Okay, yeah, there's the silence, the more sort of the tension
I don't know.
building.
I've always liked that for some reason.
Nothing
They're
but
just
the
having a
buzz.
conversation.
Well, no,
Yeah.
because it's like obviously those like films are kind of like everyone says it's like they're like westerns, but like they're really not. Like I can't think
No.
of any like bit about that's like a western. Like
Yeah, I can think more in the first one, but not by 5.
I guess, but
It was-
even
it was-
then,
it-
if you think about
it was its own thing through and through by 5.
yeah,
like the
I
fandom
think
had
I think
taken
they're
over.
more. I think that they're definitely more like samurai films. And I
Yeah,
think like
sure.
the second one is probably the least of them actually. That's like a samurai film. I feel like that's the best part of it. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like kind of a big nerd for that sort of stuff.
Hmm.
And I always like that kind of like science because like I mean if you watch like a Kurosawa film or whatever, very rarely does he use music in like scenes like that, and you just sort of like hear like the nature and stuff. Obviously, when you're in Bespin or whatever they are,
It
like
builds that
you
tension a little bit
you
more
can't
than
hear that
usually.
you can't use nature, but like to use silence is like quite impactful. I feel.
And also, this is really. I don't want to sound like a fucking like I've studied film. I'm going to start talking about good time.
You don't want to sound like you study film.
Yeah, I really don't. But on that note, like, it takes a special kind of talent and writing and development of the characters and scene building to be able to have a scene with no sound that still has tension to it.
And I think that's
The
why
music in the scene often builds it, and so
I
having
think that's why I don't like
Brilliant.
I don't really like the end the thing
Anakin Obi-Wan.
Anakin Obi-Wan because
it's
if you actually
a
read
lot
the
of-
script.
great fucking soundtrack. Just it,
I mean, yeah, I guess, but
powerful.
if you like read the script, it just says they fight, and it's like that's a 20-minute scene. Like,
it is a long fight. It is a long fight, isn't it?
I think like you can tell like when you watch like Empire, like even if like he didn't write it down properly, he had a vision, right? Like, he had like something in mind that he wanted to do. There's beats in it, you know. There's story beats. In Revenge of the Sith, like at the beginning, at the end of like the fight, or whatever, it's like we both know what the characters feel like. They don't change by the end of the fight. Like he's like everyone starts off, he's like, well, I have to fucking kill you, whatever. And he ends, he's like, well, I have to kill you. It's like, well, yeah, like nothing's changed.
Yeah.
You haven't gone anywhere with that.
Yeah,
I feel like in like well obviously they're probably a bit that really changed each other in they still want to kill each other, right? In Empire, but like you learn stuff about the characters, and I think that's what makes it a perfect
They develop.
sequel.
There's an arc.
That's what makes it a sequel. Is you can just watch the first film and then be like, okay, well that's great. Like that, I don't have to watch anymore. But I think the second one, it's like it builds up to something else, and I think that's what's nice about it. I think that's like the best fight in all of them, but that's like a really cliche thing to say. So fuck it. I think that's a really good point to make. At the end of in the Last Jedi, the one with the one that Ryan Johnson did. The one with the choreography in the red building when they're all just when the people fighting they're all just sort of standing there waiting for their beats. Have any of you rewatched that? Where it's just like someone gets kicked away by nothing and they stand there like. Okay,
I was actually gonna. My moment I'm going to mention is a little more, again, Clone Wars route, but I'm going to the Ahsoka Maul fight at the end of the end of the Clone Wars.
That's a good fight.
The last 4 episodes, I'm throwing this out there now, are equally as good as anything from Star Wars ever done. Like those last 4 episodes. Yeah, no, it's incredible. But that fight, especially where she's holding her own and it's a genuine interest, like that is an incredible fight. And the making of this is again really film nerdy, but the making of and the stuff, and they used mocap for it, and it's just amazing. It's incredible. It's so amazingly done. But that's the moment. I think you can just find that clip on YouTube. That's a really interesting and amazing clip to watch.
Oh, don't say that, Gabe. It's owned by Disney. Jesus.
You can find that clip somewhere, but they're probably copyrighting it and taking
on Disney Plus. Buy Disney Plus subscription.
Buy Disney Plus.
We get Disney Plus.
Yeah, we got copyright by them. We're going to court with Disney.
I mean, you sure you can put Star Wars on that?
Yeah, Jimmy's going to court with Disney. Wait, what?
You sure you didn't put Star Wars there, Jimmy, without getting like copyrighted by Disney?
Yeah, actually, hang on a minute, Jimmy. Well, fucking hell, Jimmy. Come on,
okay, hold on. I can fix it.
I think it's all right because you haven't connected the S and the T of Star.
No, wait, then they can come at us as well.
No, they're nice.
Okay, right.
There we go, Star Trek. Nice.
Okay, wonderful.
Jesus.
So, I'm gonna actually move. I'm moving on to a different topic now. So, we've pretty much covered it mostly already, but we're gonna go.
Oh, no, hold on, say Lando, and especially Donald Glover as Lando.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah, fantastic, yeah, everything, including him.
But
He
also,
did a very good portrayal.
any Lando is good.
Any Lando stuff, yeah.
I say any Lando, the two Landos.
Yeah. New movie opinions. Very quick. I'm not gonna make everyone go into detail because we'll be here for the rest of the time. But let's start off with Rogue One. Dan, we used our rating scale in the last video.
No, we didn't.
We mean a full scale.
Oh yeah, I was going to be using the last video, but this will come up before that one. So in Extra Source, we used a number rating system. Let's go through. We did. At the end, we did.
Dan's rating was 7 out of 9. And mine was 19 out of 7.
It was 8 out of 9, Jimmy. Right, so
sorry.
I'm going to get Dan to give me some numbers again. We're going to go through the 5 new releases. 5 new releases.
6.
5.
Because they did.
No. Rogue One, Solo, 1, 2, 3, 9.
I got confused. I thought Kenobi already came out.
No, not quite yet.
So stupid.
Okay, right. So, Dan, give us some numbers to go out of. Give us a number to go out of.
13.
13. Okay, Rob, what are you giving Rogue One out of 13?
Probably like a 10 or an 11. I really did like Rogue One.
Fair enough. Jimmy, what are you saying? And give us a number.
Sorry?
I don't want why, I want a number. Out of 13, what are we giving Rogue One? What are you giving Rogue One?
I thought it was good.
Right.
Excellent.
Dan, give us a
Out
number.
Of 13, he thought it was good.
Dan, give us a number.
13 out of 13.
I'm going 12 out of 13.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think fantastic. Really good.
I don't think it was perfect, but I thought it was really good. I think what really brings it down is the tentacle scene, which always makes you feel really uncomfortable. That weird Cthulhu.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. Yeah, it wasn't very nice, was it?
Not a fan of it, to be honest.
Right, next up, we're going to go Solo. Solo, out of 13, Rob Watson, what are we saying?
I don't know, because it wasn't a really fun movie, like you guys said, but maybe like
Come on,
I've scored Rogue One too low now. I'll say like 9 for Solo.
Okay. Dan, what were you saying for Solo?
I'm going to say 10.
Okay, Jimmy?
Wow, where's what do?
I'm gonna go for 11.5, I think, because I feel like it's not.
He's got to be fucking different, doesn't he?
What's that different?
Yeah, okay, no, okay,
I said good on the last one. I'm trying.
Yeah, at least you got a number this time.
Yeah, that's a good point. He chose a number.
Fair enough.
Not a whole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna
What do you mean? What do you mean? We're taking this seriously. It's out of fucking 14.
I'm gonna go 10.5. Okay, yeah. So okay. So next up, we'll go with episode 7. Rob, what are we saying?
Oh, I've already said that I didn't like this movie.
Yeah, how low are we putting this then? Out of 13, let's hear it.
Like a 5, maybe.
Okay. That's not awful.
It's mainly because I like Finn. Finn's like a character I really like.
And a character that didn't get enough play.
Yeah.
Dan, what are we saying out of 13?
I'm going to do agree with 5.
Sorry.
And a 5 as well, fair enough.
I also really like how now all of the main characters' contracts have ended. They're like, no, they were really shit films.
Yeah, no, and rightly so. Like they both did the right thing by saying what was going on. But Jimmy, what are you saying out of 13?
Is this for episode 7?
Episode 7, yeah.
It's just a New Hope, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say 5. I'm honestly going to agree with these guys and say 5. Like it's there. It's okay. It's fine. Whatever.
I think it was the best out of the trilogy.
I think it's disappointing, but I don't think it's awful. It's just disappointing.
It's clearly aimed at like children who like want to get into Star Wars.
I'm going to give it higher purely
sequel.
because of the hype around it.
Okay.
And like how big it was at the time. Like I was genuinely super excited for it, and I remember going to see it on like launch with my dad, and I was like,
do you remember the trailer where Han Solo's at the end?
I really liked it.
That was such a when Han Solo appears at the end. It's the Chewie "We're home" line that is in the trailer.
Yeah. And
like I remember seeing that and being like, this is gonna be fucking brilliant.
But yeah, I think I think I would give it maybe a 7 or 8.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
So on average, you can work out about a 6. Episode 8. Dan, I'm gonna start with you. What are we saying out of 13?
At least negative $1 billion, possibly further.
Is that legal?
Hard to tell. Yeah,
legal. Yeah,
that's
totally
that's
legal.
a real number.
You can't do that on this shit, Dan.
Yeah. What are you
It's
saying then?
literally a real number.
What are we saying? Come on, give us a number.
I'm
0 to
not going to
13.
give you a higher number than that.
Okay, Rob, let's go to you.
Probably still a 5, or like maybe lower, like a 4.
Yeah, fair enough. I'd say 4. I'd say 4. Jimmy?
I don't even know whether I like it or not anymore. I've heard so much about it. Like I didn't really enjoy it the first time I watched it, but like I feel like my opinions like on something like my opinion on Star Wars is either it was alright or I didn't like that. I feel like that is like so like in comparison to how people feel about that, how passionate they are about the film. I can't have an opinion honestly. I don't think it would be
All
right.
right, that's
for me
fair
to
enough.
rate
That's
it.
fair enough. Star Wars fans are very much like it's the best thing ever, it's the worst thing ever. That is Star Wars fans pretty much through and through. Episode 9, last one of the series. Dan, we'll go to you again. What are you giving it out of 13?
6.
Okay, fair enough. I would also concur, 6 or 7. Rob?
Yeah, 6 or 7. Such a weird rating.
Well, we've done
right?
it now, and every week when we rate things, I'm going to get Dan to give me a new number. So we're going to have to keep doing this. Jimmy, what are you saying?
I want to be controversial and say on an enjoyment level, it was a 10 for me.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Purely because of the atmosphere in the cinema. I thought it was just, really
fair enough.
nice.
That does a lot to the film.
I'll miss you, Jimmy. When the Star Wars fans slaughter you, but I'll miss you.
Yeah, I know. It's you know.
It's like a herd. They break in at night all wearing masks of the fucking like frog lady and just take Jimmy away. Carried off into the night. Jimmy's cheering as he goes. Right, so I'm going to go now to TV show experiences. So this can be on if you've watched one episode, if you've watched the whole series, if you watched everything, whatever. I'm not going to do rating, but I'm going to say, like, I just want everyone's opinion on how do you think all the TV show stuff worked. Nice and Jimmy. Mainly the animated stuff, but then also we'll kind of touch on, but we'll phase it into the Mandalorian stuff.
I feel like Max Rebo is the slightly darker shade of blue.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna add some stuff in a set to it.
Yeah, that's more of a baby blue.
Dan, I thought that was to look like you, Dan.
Shut up.
What?
I thought it's supposed to look like you. I thought that was the point.
Well, yeah, but it's also supposed to be Max Rebo. Everyone else.
Yeah, I mean, does your one look like you, Gabe?
Yes.
Wait, is that thing meant to be me?
Jesus.
I think it's meant to be you, Rob. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the.
Trouble is, Rob, is I find you so
member.
boring and like you
I've
have
had
no
worse.
redeeming features that I just can't think of anything to add this person except
I
your
have the
hair
look
colour.
of a Lego man. All right, let's get that clear.
It's
The
true.
hair
You do.
comes right off. Rob, can I get your opinions on kind of the TV show stuff in general? Going from like range from Clone Wars to Rebels, what's your favourite one? How do you think they do in general, storyline wise, and everything else in between?
I think that's hard because I did really like Rebels, but I do think Clone Wars is better purely because of the difference in story and the different arcs. It's more of an anthology than a
There's
straight
more there.
linear
There's more
story
there.
like Rebels.
Yeah.
But I know, like Clone Wars didn't start off that great, but it does get a lot better.
Oh,
And, like,
yeah,
both
the
the
last
shows
season
have
is
some.
incredible.
Both of the shows have some really bad episodes, but some really good
I mean,
ones as well.
Yeah,
for sure.
I have a friend who's like I've never really been into the Clone Wars, but I have like a friend who's like really into like the Clone Wars, and he really likes it, and like he's always like just if you want to like get into it, like just skip to like season 3 because like it gets really good. And it's like I think I must be like 11 or something. I was
It's
like
one of those.
and I accepted. I was like I'm gonna watch every single one of
Yeah,
these
yeah.
like episodes, and I got to like about season 3. I was like, it's good, but it's not really worth my time.
Yeah, no,
Another
I
one.
think the minute it's one of them shows. I think there's a lot of shows like it where like the longer it goes on, the more it discovers what it should be, and what Clone Wars figured out by season 3, I think, which is like, oh, okay, we need to make this dark. This is the side of the Star Wars universe you haven't seen before. So we're writing this during wartime, so it needs to be darker and more. And by season 3, I think they figured it out, and then it's a lot more. I don't want to say gritty because that's the wrong word for it, but like it's a lot more focused on like you see the bounty hunter side of things, you see all the other characters side of things, and it's a lot more real and it's a lot more. It's less aimed for children by season 3. It becomes a lot more about kind of
that
just
reminds me.
telling the whole story as opposed.
Can I ask you a question? Because
course you can.
I'm a fucking idiot.
course you can.
Is IG-11 in
Yep.
The Mandalorian? Is he the
Yep.
same as the IG-1, IG-88?
They're
the Clone
both the same.
Wars.
They're both the same droid, but
They're not the
IG-88.
same person.
No,
Both the bounty hunter droids, aren't they?
is 11 the one? One of them's the one that's in. Oh, I think my camera's. I'm gonna have to reset my camera. Hang on.
IG-11's the one in The Mandalorian.
One of
Yeah,
them is the one
IG-11's
that's
in
on
Mandalorian.
Vader's ship.
That's
Where in episode
like
5.
One's an
yeah.
Empire.
Yeah, one's an Empire. You guys can carry on, by the way, because I'm just gonna have to reset my camera. Or Jimmy can edit this out if you want to make Jimmy edit it out.
No, I'm not gonna bother. No, it's part of the charm of the show.
It's a little peek behind the curtain.
The rustic,
Yeah.
the rustic approach.
The rustic,
The little
shitty
people on the
nature of
curve.
the show.
I I've run out of battery, so I'm gonna have to switch to a peasant camera again.
Look at this. We got
Wow.
multiple camera angles on this
Oh,
show.
We
'cause
do.
we
I
are
can actually
so
switch to multiple
professional.
camera angles. I need to make sure this is definitely not lined
It's
up
on.
I was
properly.
going to say it looks a bit.
It looks a bit
Things
wonky.
gonna start falling off your shop.
But yeah, I don't know what were we talking about again. I was busy
IGA,
trying
Star
to-
Wars, I
11.
think.
Star Wars.
That was
I
it.
think that was the premise of the episode.
Yeah.
It says Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be
Who
fair, it does say
knows?
Star Trek.
Yes, my overall advice actually was just going to be, I think people should have a watch of these Clone Wars stuff past season 3 and see how you think of it. The later the seasons you go, the darker and the better, in my opinion, it gets, the better the story arcs get. But especially Rebels, I think is the same in the way that Rebels is a lot more specific episodes that are fantastic. Clone Wars is kind of, a season can be brilliant, but then the next season can be kind of hit or miss. That would be my personal opinion of it. I definitely say it's worth giving a watch. Some stuff in there though. For sure, it helps world building. Sorry, Dan, I didn't get your opinion. Dan, what do you think of them all?
I mean, I've only really seen a scattering of episodes of both Clone Wars and Rebels. I'm not really a massive fan of the Clone Wars. I think
Yeah, but I need to make a
help that I
business
don't
investment.
really like the prequels, so I just sort of have aversion to that period of the Star Wars anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Although
Jimmy,
I don't
what-
hate the 2D Clone Wars.
No, that's great. I forget that even exists, but that's actually really good. Just like to watch in for like 10 minutes that it's there, and it's just kind of an interesting mix.
And then Rebels
Jimmy?
is just all
Yes.
right.
Yeah, Rebels is just yeah. I'd say that's the main consensus. Jimmy, you had a business opposition.
Yeah, I want to make a business investment.
Oh no.
It's
He's going
like
to buy Lucasfilm.
it's the
We can't
Max
see
Rebo
that.
band. Yeah, I know you can't see it. I can't. There you go. How's that? Can you see that?
No.
Yeah.
Still just
Yeah.
it's just your Zoom background.
Jimmy,
Yeah.
what David Blaine magic is this?
Yeah, I
Anyway,
know, right? What voodoo bullshit is this? It's like a toy what appears to be about 100 years old.
fuck's sake.
Of like the Max Rebo band. He's got like his little
He's got his little
xylophone.
flute. His little
Yeah.
flute.
Like your funny words, man.
He's got a xylophone. He plays a xylophone.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
I like your funny words, Magic Man.
Last thing that we'll go into for Star Wars, we're gonna do a quick wrap up of we're gonna do a wrap up of Mandalorian season 1 and talk spoilers for that. Not spoilers for season 2, but just genuine opinions of season 2. But let's start back at the beginning. I know it seems like a long time ago.
It was.
It was season 1 of The Mandalorian. I nearly said has come out, but it's been up for quite a while. Season 1 of Mandalorian is very good. Would we all agree?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
I would also say some
I think
episodes are
so.
slightly longer than others and feel a lot longer than others.
Number 5.
I thought you were just going to stop at. I would say some episodes are longer than others. That was your fact.
Yep.
Some of them.
I would say the timing might be
run for
different.
different lengths of time.
But I'd say that it gets better. Again, it gets better towards the end. Would we all agree? I'd say it definitely gets better towards
I
the end.
think it's perfect all the way through. There's
Okay,
not
fair
an
enough.
episode that
Fair
I
enough.
dislike.
I didn't like the episode number 5 of the first season of Mandalorian that much.
What is that one?
That's the
yeah.
gunslinger one where he gets that young.
That's weird.
upcoming
You said
bounty
that.
hunter to,
I said that on the last a podcast ago. I was like that's my least favorite episode. So that's really interesting.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
I probably
it might
agree that
be.
it was my least.
It's the least favorite, I think.
I
But
don't
yeah,
wanna
It doesn't
imply
ruin the
that I
siege. It
disliked
doesn't ruin
it.
it for me, but
No.
it just like it's just a bit of a sort of fun.
I like
to me.
Ming-Na Wen in it, so
yeah, I like Ming-Na in it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mulan.
Yeah, I think season 1's very good. I think it sets up season 2 very nicely. But without spoiling anything, as I said, I do think season 2 is better. And I think season 2, because season 2's been set up by season 1, I think season 2 has so much freedom to just be as weird and as wonderful as it wants to be. And they've pretty much hit the nail on the head every time. I have not watched an episode of season 2 yet. I've been bored with. Like
There's only
that.
2 episodes left, though.
At this point, there's 1 episode left.
No,
Is it? I
it's
thought it was 2.
Oh, is it 2? Oh, okay. Oh, right, my bad. Yeah, 2 episodes left then. Sorry. Yeah, no, but I'm gutted. Like, I can't wait to see what happens. But also, I don't want it to finish. I really want to keep watching this show. It's just amazing.
Go forever.
Wait, is it
Yeah,
gonna finish on season 2?
No. I think they will do season 3. I don't think it's been announced yet, though.
It is
It's
probably the
season
most popular
3
show on
already,
Disney Plus.
Set on IMDb, so somebody must have said something somewhere.
Right,
It's
yeah.
probably-
I mean,
I mean-
they'd be stupid not to, and I'm pretty sure they'd, like, why wouldn't they? Like, I don't see a point to not, but I guess we'll have to wait to the end of season 2 to understand why, if not. But, I was actually going to mention, like, I love the fact they bring characters, but perfect. What time's up? We've got 10 minutes left in this call. That actually should time up perfectly. I love the fact they kind of have done. I remember talking to Dan about Like, I love that they keep bringing in characters and references from outside
Oh.
the Star Wars movies. Like, that is incredibly well done. Because we've never seen this before. We've never seen this kind of, like, intertwining of everything before. That hasn't happened. So it's nice to see that
I
happening.
mean, there's the reference in episode 4 to the Clone Wars, but that's about it. You don't see other reference to the past, do you?
Yeah, no, of course not.
I have
brilliant.
one criticism with it, I think, so far.
Go
and
for
that's
it.
that there is a shit ton of Deus Ex Machina in it. I don't think I've seen the Mandalorian get himself out of a situation by himself yet. There's always someone who like flies in and saves him at the last moment. It's like, oh thank God. It's like, how have you lasted this long, right? Like, you know what I mean?
I wouldn't say it's on quite a like Boba Fett, Mr. Magoo level, but yeah, no, I get what you mean.
It's like what's that one where he actually finds the Mandalorians like in that place, whatever. The one
with the Squid Men.
The one
with
before
the
this
Squid
last one, I think. But I
season? This is season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
Yeah, with the Squid Men.
4,
he gets
then,
saved twice in like 10 minutes.
I'm trying not to do spoilers for that season,
like,
but yeah, he does. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, basically, he jumps into the water to save Baby Yoda, and then
Grogu.
Grogu, but yeah.
Well, yeah,
the child, if you must.
Whatever, it's Baby Yoda. He gets saved like last
Grogu.
minute.
Right.
He gets saved like last minute, and then like he comes back on shore, and then there's people like holding him at gunpoint. He's like, "You killed my brother," whatever. And then without even getting into a fight with them, he gets saved again. And it's like,
yeah, he's not wrong.
Also, I like in the episode they just happen to be stuck in the one place where they can when they're on that big ship. And they get locked behind those doors. They happen to get stuck in the one place where they can basically control everything on the ship.
But I think that's the brilliant plot point, is like the comedy aspect of like, we've got them in, sir.
I guess, but it's like there's like 3 situations where they just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
Now you've made the point. It's not a bad point, but I do think that it's like it's such.
It doesn't ruin the episode. I still like the episode. I'm just saying that like
it's amazing. It's
thank Christ for that best Karama, because he does get
shot.
Oh,
he gets shot a lot.
He gets shot so much compared to everybody else. But
then I guess the point you can give was, but why wouldn't you? If you know it's going to bounce off you, you would just let it. You wouldn't waste energy on moving. You'd just let it hit you and be like, well, fuck it, it's fine. Which he does do a lot. But I did think that in the newest episode, which we won't go into because Jimmy's just nearly about up to date, but not quite. But also, it's it came out this morning, so it's be a bit rude to But yeah, I didn't think that today. He gets shot a lot. Like it hits him a lot.
I really like the episode where they're on the rebel like ship and they're
the prison ship.
The prison
ship. Yeah, that's a good episode. Yeah, that's a really good episode.
Also has Richard Ayoade as the.
I read. Yes, he does.
Really like.
Oh, he's the droid, isn't he?
I also on that point, Taika Waititi's episode. You know it's fucking him, but also his voicing, fantastic.
Well, he did the season finale, or the penultimate episode or something.
Yeah, but you know
I really like him. I really
like
him. I think the penultimate episode. I think the penultimate episode for season 1 is better than the actual season finale. Not. I think the season finale in episode 1 is like actually like really really good as a season finale. Like, it wraps everything up really well. I just personally enjoyed.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Because I Oh no! I didn't actually. Now I think about it.
No.
This is let's tweet.
No, it's difficult because they both
Stephen King book.
They both take place at the same place. It kind of merges into one episode. I actually did. I think the season finale was better. Actually, I think about it because you had there were a lot more happened. I think in the season finale.
It's brilliant. Yeah, it's fantastic.
I'm sure about that. You've made up your mind.
Also, I've realized something really bad. I've been saying his name Giancarlo Esposito the whole time. It's actually Giancarlo Esposito, which I didn't realize.
All right, I'm moving on now. I'm going to not let Jimmy talk anymore. I think Jimmy's broken.
He's one of my favorite.
Is it not Giancarlo rather than Giancarlo?
I think it is Giancarlo. It's not Giancarlo.
No, it is, isn't it? Giancarlo.
That's how it's spelled, but I believe it's pronounced Giancarlo.
Giancarlo, yeah, Giancarlo.
Whatever. I really like him. I have loads of respect for him.
Well, I think we'll leave it there, but I definitely want to come back and we'll do a whole episode on the Mandalorian itself. That's a nice quick wrap up, I think. And Rob, we'll invite you back for that one as well because I feel like you've got some interesting takes and things.
You've behaved well.
You've behaved well, yeah.
Thank you.
Basically, you've not lashed out at Jimmy yet, so I think we could probably bring you back on.
It's been hard.
Yeah, I imagine. So we're going to go into our recently watching now. I wanted to name this segment, but I don't think I can think of a name for it. Like,
we start a new call.
I thought we might have enough time to wrap it all up here. Do you want me to start reading new call? I can do that if you want.
I'll start a new call. I'm enjoying myself.
Okay. Jimmy, clap.
He hasn't finished the Ugnaught yet.
Nice. Yeah, Jimmy, I want you to keep in all that part beforehand, by the way.
No, because I need to cut like on the.
Nope. No, that's fine. No, I'm
Unimportant.
kidding. That's fine. We're gonna go into recently watching. That's right, recently watching. There's the segment name. There
I
it
love
is.
it.
Recently watching. That's right, recently watching. Who should we start off with this week? Should we go with the guest? Rob, I'm gonna throw it to you. Even though we kind of just mentioned what we've recently
we already
watching.
started
Let's
that.
just
We have
do
no
second
idea
pick.
what you've watched.
But let's pretend we didn't
I,
hear that. Let's just.
Yeah. Rob, what have you been recently watching this week,
what were
Rob?
we talking about before this?
So I recently watched the 5 Pirates of the Caribbean films. I was
5? Why did you do that, Rob?
I don't know. I should have just stopped at the second one, but I thought, you know what? I've sinned a lot recently,
You know
so
what?
I should just
I've
punish
got
myself.
tie on my hands. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's see what you thought.
Fair enough. That seems like a fair reason too. Are they worth watching?
Definitely the first 2 are, and I guess
Thank
the
you.
third one is just for the ending of it.
And where can you watch them?
No, the third
Disney
one's good all the way
Plus.
through.
Go to
Disney
Disney.
Plus.
People.
There you go.
Give
Oh yeah, see what
money.
Disney. You know what Disney? Can we have a favour? Right, if we keep this whole episode, basically just been a Disney plug. So
Go.
can you
Stop.
allow us to post our original cut, please? And in exchange, I guess we're always going to be slaves to
Yeah,
Disney
Disney.
at this point,
'cause
really, aren't we?
we know how desperate you are for advertising at the moment,
Yeah.
and you know.
Yeah. Since you require our services,
Mm.
so that's on
You can
Disney
get your
Plus,
name out
right?
there.
And you recommend the first 2 and maybe the third one?
Yeah, definitely the
Would
first.
you say
no,
if you watch?
No,
if you-
all 3 are good. I think.
Okay, if you watch the first 2 and enjoy them, you'd recommend the third one then,
Yeah,
Okay.
you should definitely watch the third one.
but not the fourth.
Don't watch the fourth
Or
or
the
the
fifth.
fifth. Save
Okay,
yourself
fair
No,
that
they're
trouble.
bad.
Fair enough.
The fourth
Okay.
is definitely better than the 5th, but that's not really saying a whole lot.
Yeah, that's
Jimmy,
not
I'm going to
hard.
make you think of something different now. But Jimmy, what have you been watching?
If you make me think of something different.
Well,
Like, I
I'm
have,
going
like,
to need a different
only
opinion on
one.
something.
I can only think of one thing at the time.
Well, usually when we do this segment, you're like, oh, I haven't watched anything. I edit all week. So this is the
Okay.
first week you haven't really been
I
editing.
think sometimes you underestimate me. I think.
All right, come on,
you know,
come on. Let's hear it. What have you been watching?
Nothing.
Okay, great.
Oh,
No, I've been I rewatched a lot of stuff this month actually. I rewatched
It's not what are you watching this month, Jimmy. It's recently watching. That's right. What you
No,
recently
dude, fuck
watched.
you. I haven't been watching anything. You know what?
Okay,
I feel like I'm
alright,
gonna
fine.
get
You
to
know what?
what I've
Fine.
been watching.
Fine,
I had some
Jimmy.
really. I had a script planned. I had stuff that I was going to talk about. I was going to do a full movie commentary of what I've been
Oh, good.
watching. But you know what? You haven't earned that right, so fuck you.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, fine. Daniel, what have you been watching recently?
Just continuations of things I've mentioned before. I just started season 3 of The Crown, so
Mhm.
a goodbye to the younger cast. Now I've
You
got
sad to
Olivia
see them go?
Colman. Yeah, a bit. You know, I liked them, and because it's not the end of the show, they don't. You know, there's no send off for them or anything.
Yeah.
They just sort of. It's just Olivia Colman now. That's what you
That'd be
get.
great though, wouldn't it? If they have like a season finale where they say goodbye to all the characters and they just come back in the next season.
Yeah, it's just
Just older.
it's just played by different people. Through watching it, I've learned I just know nothing about like British history. Like after Winston Churchill, I just haven't recognised any of the prime ministers. I'm like,
I'm in the same boat.
who
as
the
you.
fuck is this guy, and why are they just all old men?
Yeah, and white.
Yeah.
But that's an argument. And a
Oh, we
point
know
for
we know
another day.
why that is, but that's
Yeah. Oh, we
That's
started getting some American presidents as well now.
Okay,
because,
fair enough.
we had
What
JFK
president?
towards
president? Are we on JFK in season 3?
well,
Oh, no, because season 3 is the space race, isn't it?
Yeah, well, JFK dies
Nice,
at the
I'll
end of
watch
series
that
2.
Oh, right, okay.
He's played by the guy who plays
Spoilers.
Dexter in Dexter.
Oh, right.
Michael C. Hall. But
Ah.
now it's Lyndon B. Johnson, played by
Ah.
Clancy Brown.
the
who
mad lad
is a
himself,
beast.
LBJ.
Mad lad.
Uh,
No one has ever looked at LBJ. and
You not
gone,
heard that song about LBJ?
Mad
Hey,
lad.
hey, LBJ, how many kids you killed today?
Oh my god. Welcome to the Instant Ravioli Show.
Oh,
Rob
you're
will no
not
longer be
coming back.
invited
Change your
back.
mind.
Another Vietnam
Rescinding that
War, right?
I'm rescinding that invitation. No, of course not, Rob. You're always welcome.
Um,
Other than the days Jimmy says no.
it's true.
So The Crown season 3. What else have you been up to, Dan?
I've
How's your Doctor
just
Who
got on-
going?
Well, that's what I was going to mention. I've just started series 8, which is Peter Capaldi's first season.
Good.
It's bloody brilliant. He's so good.
He is good. Yeah.
He's easily my favourite Doctor. He's so funny.
Whoa.
He's brilliant. I love him.
Sadly, he's not playing his
Hold on
particular
there,
character
man.
as Doctor Who, but still.
What have you got to say now? Huh? What's wrong with the words that I've just said?
He
Huh?
just came at Jimmy so quickly. He was like, "Come in,
Uh,
I'm ready."
Matt Smith's best Doctor.
No, David Tennant.
No, everyone says David Tennant. That's because they haven't actually properly seen that. So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Right. Okay.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ, Jimmy.
Great. All right. Brilliant. We're gonna offend everyone.
Jimmy's
Anyway,
my
Jimmy's
opinion,
right.
so
Jimmy-
just wrong.
Jimmy's right with that. People say David Tennant if they haven't properly watched Doctor Who. What
Okay,
I
fair
will
enough.
say is, it's
Wow.
not a well.
I have some very good reasons to why I like Matt Smith more than David Tennant.
I
We're
get
not
liking
doing.
Matt
No, hang
Smith.
on. We're not gonna do this now. I'm gonna put
Yes,
Doctor
we
Who
are.
as an
Doctor Who
episode
talk.
list.
Okay.
Well,
Because
when you read
there's
when you guys
this-
read my autobiography chapter on how I like Matt Smith as the Doctor so much,
Look,
It's gonna be an
I
entire
agree-
chapter.
I like.
which I've only decided I'm gonna write.
I
literally just
like all of the Doctors. Well, I'm a bit middling on Jodie Whittaker.
I like all the
because
Doctors. Well,
Well, the writing's been pretty shit recently, but I like all the Doctors. It's just I prefer Peter Capaldi. Yeah, they're all good. It's hard to rank them beyond.
Honestly,
Yeah, I don't think there's been a
I-
bad one.
I
No.
personally
Well,
prefer Matt
Colin
Smith, but
Baker's not
if
great.
you like something, I really don't give a shit. Like, you can like what you want.
Yeah,
honestly.
he'll have an
It's
argument
like-
with you over it, but he really
it's
doesn't care.
it's a television show. Like, at the end of the day, it's like you like what you
Yeah.
want. I think that's the nice thing about the two as well. It's like you kind of like you grow up with like different people, so like you're always gonna have your favorite. You know, like you're always gonna have like. It's like
See,
you're
that's the thing.
surrounded by
I
that
like,
person.
like,
Like
I
every
get-
every generation has their Doctor. You know, it's like
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like a
for
nice
sure.
thing.
Yeah, for sure. I do think that is one of the benefits of keeping that switching.
You guys, by writing down that we're going to do a Doctor Who episode,
I
you're
have
going
written
to
it
have to
down.
watch the New Year's special now.
Oh no.
That's
We have to watch through every single Doctor Who episode, like Dan's been doing for the last
That ain't
however
happening.
long.
That ain't
Um,
happening.
It started what, like 3 or 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, you started about a month ago.
I'm
If we, no,
halfway
Dan, you were
through.
doing it on the first episode we had you on, so that was episode 2. 2? Was that 2? That was 2.
I
wasn't it?
started it just before my reading week.
So wait, when did you start? So a month ago you started, yeah?
Yeah, because he
What-
started on episode. This is
Yeah.
episode 7. He was episode 2. Dan came on and said he
I would
started it.
say, see, this is how long Doctor Who's been going on for. I would say what Doctor you started on. What year did you start on?
I started in 2005 with Christopher Eccleston, so
Right.
everything when it got rebooted, because I don't have access to any of the classic stuff.
And because
You
no
didn't
one,
start in like the
no,
60s.
No one wants
Yeah.
to go back
Yeah.
to the 60s.
I
mean,
would,
Rob-
yeah.
I would watch it if I didn't have to pay for Brick.
Can I just add,
watch
like,
it.
the 60s stuff, all it reminds me of is Inspector Spacetime from Community. That's
Oh,
all I think
yeah,
of.
yeah.
It basically is that, isn't it? It
Rob,
really is.
What
Well,
was?
you can't really say old Doctor Who is basically Inspector Spacetime when Inspector Spacetime is
It's
literally
Doctor
a
Who.
parody
Me and
of
Rob have
Doctor Who.
actually have a connection to Doctor Who that he may have
True.
forgotten about.
No,
You
I
are
remember.
Doctor
what
Who.
was,
Hello.
what was the extra like spin-off thing called?
Oh,
to study
uh,
media
Wood,
studies.
Class.
Jesus.
Class. It
Sarah
was
Jane
class.
Adventures?
School, wasn't it?
It was class.
Oh yeah, Class
it
was
Class?
We
really
had to
bad.
we had to study that. We had to study like that right
I feel
essays about
sorry
it.
for
We
you.
had to watch it
Oh,
like
wow.
so many
Such
times.
a bad
And our
show.
teacher thought it was the shit. And it was
Oh,
it was,
no.
it was
I
shit.
don't think that's quite
Um,
true. I don't think she believed that.
No,
I,
she okay, but she didn't despise it as much as she should have.
no. She probably needs to
Okay.
hype it up a bit for us so we'd
Yeah,
actually
No,
she's
go
like, come on
watch
guys,
it.
you're gonna watch Class, and that was a very difficult thing to do, and I respect her. for that.
Easily the worst Doctor Who spin-off show.
Yeah.
I love that
so-
first
Well,
episode.
you know what? On the Doctor Who episode, we'll just go through and watch them instead.
No,
No, we're not.
we'll
No,
stop-
Anyway.
We'll stop
Seriously,
talking about
man.
Doctor Who. Just,
Yeah.
I will say that.
I'll pull a sickie if you have to do that. Seriously.
Okay, that's fair enough. He doesn't anyway. What do you think Connor is? Anyway, sorry.
Connor's just lazy. Connor's
Yeah, sorry, yeah, my bad. Yeah, there's another reason. I'm recently watching. I watched this last night. It's the first time I ever watched this. I really
Wow.
enjoyed it. I watched V for Vendetta for the first time.
Oh.
Never seen it before. Watched it last night. Really enjoyed it. Had a really good time with it.
And so
Oh,
the
I've seen
descent
scenes
begins.
of it, but I've never watched it.
Never watched it, and then I watched
No.
it and really enjoyed it.
It's gonna start getting really edgy and annoying from now on.
Oh.
Gonna start talking.
What do you mean from now on, Jimmy? Come on, really.
No,
Still
you're gonna
swearing
start
the guy
like
thought
coming
mask.
outside and wearing like tinfoil hats and stuff. And
Oh yeah. One thing I did take a little while to get over is the mask is hella creepy the entire way through. It is.
yeah. But now
But,
back
like,
to V for Vendetta.
Yeah,
He's probably British with the use of knives.
he is, isn't he? But also, I didn't realize it was Hugo Weaving until like I was like, where do I know that voice from? And then obviously
Did you just not know?
I'm awful at like hearing someone and go, who the fuck?
Well,
who
actually,
is
that was
that?
just something I haven't seen it either. I know he's.
Oh no, I didn't know that was him. I
Well,
I wondered who it was, but like I didn't realize.
I'm British and I
That
think
makes
all
sense.
British people sound the same.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay.
to a degree, not. I
No,
don't
no,
say
honestly,
I
I
agree
like
with that
if
at
I'm
all.
listening to if I'm like listening to something, I'm like, oh, I recognize that voice
Jimmy,
actor,
yeah.
and I look it up and it's like, oh, of course it's that generic British voice number 6. It's like,
Or like Matt Smith.
I was going to say, if you hear a generic British
it's
voice,
usually
they've
Matt
probably been in The Bill or Doctor Who.
Yeah, usually they are.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I watched that. Yeah, I watched that last night and really enjoyed that.
Except for Stephen Fry. Stephen Fry is a very distinct voice.
Stephen Fry is also in that, so yeah, there you go.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
Yeah, he is in that. Yeah, really enjoyed that. Thought that was really, really good. It's based on a graphic novel, is it not? A graphic novel or a book or something? It's
I
based on
think it's a
something.
graphic novel.
I think it's a graphic novel, but it is published by DC, so I'm assuming that's why I'm assuming that it is. And I've heard that it was previously. Other than that, I haven't watched fuck all. I've watched nothing. I've like barely watched things. My girlfriend's been she's been watching the first season of The Mandalorian, so I kind of have been watching some stuff there. But other than that, I really haven't been watching anything of note.
I watched a film recently.
Yeah, I don't think I honestly I've been like awful at watching things. Go for it.
Well, I don't know why I sound so excited about this. I finally got around to watching the Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh, how did you think?
It's not great, I'll be honest.
Good. Oh, good. Oh, fantastic.
What do you guys think of the original Cloverfield? I
really like it.
When you say original, I'm really hoping you just mean the first one.
That's what I'm saying. The original Cloverfield.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just worried. I was worried you were going to be like, no, the one from the 70s, and I was going to be like, I don't fucking know. I really enjoyed it. Really good, real good time.
Was it based off something? I thought it was.
No, I don't think it's. I don't think.
I think it's the only good film by J.J.
It was spooky. I watched it with you, didn't I, for the first time?
It's terrifying. Honestly, you go into it and you're like, oh, it's a giant monster. It's not gonna be terrifying. But the stuff where they go for like the subway. Like they go, and it has all the spiders.
Dan, that is the moment where I found it spooky. That is the moment because I remember you being like, "It's not spooky," but obviously you did it before, and I'm stood there like, "No, this is pretty." This is pretty
I
spooky.
think what's that bit? That's the bit
yeah.
that like I was like, I was like, oh fucking hell, like
It's a big
terrifying.
moment.
I was like, Jesus Christ, because like you have the guy who like dies on the bridge, and you're like, oh right, so it's gonna be like this throughout the whole thing, and he gets like, this lady fucking blows up, and you're like, oh.
It's quite a jump. I think that's everything, right? That's everything for everyone. I believe.
Well,
I think that's everything covered. Well, thank you very much for watching. I looked at the wrong camera then. Thank you very much for watching. This has been episode 7 of the Ravioli Show. We're racking up these episodes. We've got 2 more coming before we take 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's. Christmas break. And then we're back in the new year. I am going to take this time now to say and plug, which we spoke a little bit about on Extra Source. We've got some cool stuff coming in the new year. We're hoping to kind of revamp the pod. So it is a bit better. It's a bit more professional. It's a bit funnier. We're replacing all 3 of us. In general, we've got some plans for the pod going into the new year, which hopefully improve it and make it a little bit better. Including, sorry, I just watched Jimmy put the lowercase j first.
What an idiot.
Yeah, we also we've got
I get bullied on this show so much.
If you want to check out
some
stuff,
I don't actually get bullied on this show. Gabe's just showing off at Rob.
No, what?
I'm usually respected, but Gabe's been really showing off.
You're an easy target, Jimmy.
Yeah, Rob joined and I'm like, I just gotta go for Jimmy. You have to impress him. But yeah, we got it.
I'm the reason you're here, Rob.
I'm trying to do a fucking outro. Shut up.
I don't give a shit.
No.
If you enjoyed this episode, we've got loads more episodes on here you can check out. We also do the Extra Source stuff. That is going to pause as of now, though, going into the new year, and it's going to become a segment on this show going into the new year. So the show might be a little bit longer, but we'll have a kind of a second show, second segment, basically, to follow. We got a really exciting thing coming on, a person coming on next week. We have Josh from Handstamp Podcast coming on next week. It's our first, I'm going to say professional guest, because Rob, no offense, but no.
Stop taking.
I was going to say, you know what, Rob? Take offense. But no, we got Josh coming on next week from Hamstamp, which are another podcast that do basketball and music talking mainly. Like they talk only in basketball and music. So
they actually talk in Morse code. What they do is they bounce the ball in Morse code.
They bounce the ball in Morse code, yeah.
And,
So next week's topic is going to be sports, films, and TV shows. But it can kind of range from, and Dan, I know it's not usually your cup of tea, so we're going to it can go from like Space Jam to a documentary. It can be anything you fucking want, anything that involves sports, and we'll have a good laugh and chat about it in general. Rob, thank you very much for joining us. You've been an ideal guest. Ideal?
Not idle.
You've stood still the whole time.
I guess.
I was
You
there.
stood there the
Oh,
whole
wait.
time.
Decoration than
You've been an
anything.
ideal guest, Rob.
You haven't really done a whole lot, and that's why you're our favourite.
And that's why you're our
You
favourite guest
haven't
so
brought
far.
a single opinion.
I'm a nice, pretty face.
Yeah, you've joined and done nothing. We love it.
Unlike me, who if anyone watches this, I'm gonna get crucified in the comments
Yeah.
for my opinions
Yep.
of Star Wars.
Go get him, people. Go
Rob
get
was,
him. Bring
Rob
the
was very
pitchforks.
neutral, and
Rob, do you want to plug anything real quick, or is there anything you want to suggest people do?
Not really. I'm a very paranoid guy. I like to keep myself private, so
Fair enough.
don't
fair
try
enough.
and find me.
Rob's
Fair enough.
address.
Leave him alone.
Leave me alone.
Jimmy, anything you want to plug right now? I'm thinking of one thing in particular you should definitely plug. Come on.
Rob's address.
No.
Other than Rob's address. Your new documentary.
Oh yeah.
Come on. I did mine, but you didn't link it.
Actually,
Don't think
can
I
I
didn't.
I
plug?
did
You
link it.
No, you didn't link it.
I did link
Can
it.
I plug the
Did you link it?
cowboy?
Oh,
Go
you
watch
linked
it
it.
and
Gabe,
like it.
I'm telling
yeah.
you, I linked it. Go look at it
Okay,
now.
good. All right, good. Okay, good. I'm not gonna go watch it back right now. I'll take your word for it. But go for it, Jimmy. Come on. Plug your
What
thing.
to say?
Plug it.
Say go follow it or watch
Give
it.
a little
whatever
bit.
it
Give a
is.
little bit about what it's about, and then go.
Right, go watch the thing I put in the thing because Gabe wants me
Jesus.
to tell you.
People should go watch it. It's a really good film. It's a really good short. It is basically a short film. It's a short documentary series. Dan, anything you want to plug or mention people to do? It can be anything.
Anything.
Anything. Go for it. We don't have any rules in this podcast.
Overthrow the government.